Welcome back. Let's go to line 1. Speak to Jim Morgan. How you doing, sir?
Hello, Peter. How are you?
Not bad. Good to hear from you again. What's up?
Okay, I want to talk about this Opron construction.
Yep.
Which has been a topic on your show and on Paddy's as well.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to say I don't want to allege anybody connected to the mafia, but it has been alleged that this company, owned by a certain individual in Quebec, has been connected to or is connected to mafia.
Yep.
But having said that, the situation now is that Nalcor has confirmed publicly that Opron construction, which was undergoing an inquiry during the Charbonneau inquiry, and the names came up to people who owned that company, that they were named by Nalcor as an approved bidder in 2013 to build a number of buildings. I assume build them, wooden buildings.
Yep.
And now they're saying publicly to us, that the ratepayers and taxpayers, that the contract was worth between 10 and 20 million. Well, listen, the contract has been completed. So why can't they tell us the exact cost of the contract?
Well, I've heard between 16 and 18, so maybe they've gotten a little closer.
Maybe they got a little closer looking at their books.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's say it was $18 million. And we don't know if anybody else bid, but they said there was 4 bidders. Nalcor is saying this. But as the Premier has already said, it's a troublesome situation when we hear talk about people who were connected in the way they mentioned in the media, that they got this kind of a contract. Did they ask for bidders in Newfoundland? Surely Newfoundland has got many companies involved in carpentry and building buildings. Were they one of the 4 bidders they received?
I don't know, but once they give the main contract out, it's up to that firm to decide who's its subcontractors are going to be, right? So they decided all these people who, unfortunately for them now, were selected because they are having trouble getting paid.
Yeah, the subcontractors are in a bad way because this Procon is not, or Opron rather, has not been paying them. And now they got lawsuits apparently already set up going after them, Procon. Opron rather, to get money that they owed to them.
Yep.
And all the Newfoundland government is saying that, and they're troubled. Yeah, I imagine they are troubled because this is not the first one. A little while ago, you mentioned on your program, I listen to your program frequently, and you mentioned about the $1 billion contract that was awarded without asking for bids. There was no bids went out. And that's the one that went to a company over in Alberta. I don't know the company because it's called Dillard.
Dillard, yeah.
Yeah, and that's they got a $1 billion contract for the transmission lines.
Yep.
And there was another one a little while back, as I was on your show talking about it as well, a company called Astaldi. And they're an Italian company. They got a $1 billion contract some time ago, not too long ago. But before they got the contract, shortly around the same time, we had to loan, through Nalcor, had to loan them some money. I forget the exact amount, but it's been increased substantially now.
I think it started out at $15 million or something like that, but they've continued to get advanced payments, yeah.
That's right, and now apparently it's up to around $100 million. But I haven't got the exact figure. I apologize for that. But anyway, a similar situation. They were given a $1 billion contract without having the facilities to set up to get the company, get the contract going in Labrador. And now, of course, the Nalcor is saying to the same company, you pay for the losses on that dome the cover of the dome. You've all gone now to wasted steel and then stored somewhere in Labrador. But anyway, $120 million, they're saying to you, you eat that loss because you went ahead with the contract yourself without our authority. How could now?
Well, I guess it would be half of that, right? Because they did build half the dome. They're using that. But the rest of it, $60 million, we assume, or at least we can guess about around there, that apparently has turned out to be a bit of a loss, and they can only get back what they can sell the steel for scrap for.
Yeah, but I mean, Nalcor thinking us as fools, Newfoundlanders, a contract they had to get the okay from someone to build the dome. Over the dome, they had to do that, get the contract. They didn't go on their own. Nalcor approved them, and now Nalcor is saying, well, sorry about your loss, but it's your loss. It's not our loss. Come on, we're not fools in Newfoundland.
Well, I don't know. If I have two companies come to me and they say, okay, we can both do it, I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way, and for whatever reason you decide to go with one of the companies, if they end up not being able to do it that way and waste some money, along the way, you're still not necessarily obligated to pay them extra to cover that loss, right? It's up to them, and they take their chances.
I guess they're a pretty poor company, I have to say, with a laugh. They're a poor company. They got $1 billion contract. We had to loan them money to get moving on the contract, and that's been confirmed by Nalcor. And now Nalcor is saying to them, I'm sorry about that, boys. You lost a lot of money down there, but it's your loss. It's not our loss. Right. Come on. Well, we're not dummies in Newfoundland.
Let's just go back to Opron and the companies that we signed, direct contracts with. I mean, a lot of people still aren't satisfied with the notion of us being in business with SNC, given all of the troubles they've had and the individuals that have been charged and convicted from that company. I know that they are a big company working in lots of places around the globe, and maybe you can't paint everything they do with the same brush, but certainly there have been an awful lot of eyebrows raised at that whole relationship, to the extent now, I suppose, SNC are feeling the heat and trying to improve their public image through the advertising campaign that you see on TV.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to improve their image, but there's no question in my mind that SNC Lavalin was involved. I repeat the word, involved with this contract going to Opron. They were quite familiar with that company. They knew they were involved in connection to the Charbonneau inquiry in Quebec investigating corruption in the construction industry. They knew all. SNC knew all of that. SNC was helping every other contract went down to Labrador, and they were involved. They had to know who Opron was. They had to know the owners and all of that, and they had to. Surely they should have passed that on to our company here, Nalcor. But SNC was a big boy, the total project overseer. That's their role. How much money they made, we don't know. That's not the issue right now.
Jim, let's distill a main point coming from your call today. What is it that you're trying to say to us? That you're just simply not, you don't have much faith in Nalcor and its decision making, or you think that there's just something terrible going on at the crux of this whole Muskrat Falls project?
Well, all is not well on the Muskrat Falls. Why is it that they keep using the term over and over? It's because of the sensitivity, commercial sensitivity of the contracts. We can't tell you anything, Newfoundlanders. Oh, no. We can't tell you even the value of the contracts to some degree. I'm sick and tired of listening to the gobbledygook come from Mr. Martin and others from Nalcor. They're trying to hide everything they do with Muskrat Falls. And we're the ones that are going to pay for the bill in the end. And why is it so sensitive that we can't find out what's going on?
No,
I mean, seriously, Pete, it's a bit much when you get a corporation here owned by the taxpayers, and they keep hiding information no matter what it is. They hide it. For example, we don't know where the status of one major issue right now, the water management. They spent $48 million on legal fees the last 3 years. You know that. Mm-hmm. And we don't know where the water management stands. A substantial chunk of money for legal fees was spent on this water management.
Well, no, we don't know that if $48 million was spent on that. It was spent, and no doubt there are many places for them to spend it. They had a ton of legal advice necessary on all sorts of aspects of not only this project, but general Nalcor business, right?
Well, so they say, well, we tell us how much was spent on the water management. We know that all $48 million wasn't spent. Surely, that's a joke even to me indicate that. But the situation of water management is the most important issue that's involved with Muskrat Falls today. Right. If we don't get water management, we'll have no Muskrat Falls water flowing for power. Yep. That's the bottom line of it all. But I'll close by saying
boy,
today,
that is going to be, if that turns out to be the case at any point, man, oh man, I wonder what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. But in any case, Jim, I just wanted to say before I say goodbye, and I do have to go, but I would personally be satisfied today if somebody could explain to me why in the first place Nalcor was exempt from public tenders, the Public Tendering Act. It just seems to me that that's put there for a reason, that it serves us well, and why we would exempt Nalcor spending billions and billions of dollars from that is my question.
Well, it's a good question, and I know you've asked it before. And right now in the province here, I mean, all the money that we're spending, and I've already spent on that, not knowing who gets the value of the money. We don't know how much SNC has been paid to date. That's a big question. How much of SNC Lavalin, that company was in so much trouble around the world for corrupt issues, etc. We don't know how much we paid them, but we'll find out eventually. But we should know. And I'm saying today, when you call bids for to build a number of buildings in Labrador, so-called buildings for administration purposes, and you don't arrange to have a Newfoundland company call in, but you call in someone who's already involved with the Charbonneau inquiry and we've been alleged to be involved with mafia, well, something is totally wrong. And if Mr. Martin and others can't control the situation, the government of the day after the next election should move in, take it over, either disband Nalcor altogether. It may be a problem right now because they're in both sides, oil and gas and power development. But something got to be done. There got to be a government control to stop what's going on these days on Muskrat Falls.
All right, sir. Appreciate your time today. Thanks again.
Take care, Pete.
Right,
bye-bye. Bye-bye.